Very nice to see you all. Thank you for joining us today. So, my name is Kinneret Hauben, and I'm a product marketing manager here in DID. And I'm happy to host Tomer. Tom Tucker is the VP of marketing here in DID. And today we're going to speak about generative AI for marketing and communications. We use a lot of generative AI here in DID, so I think we have a lot to say. In the end of this webinar, we'll have some time for questions. So if you want, you can write it in the Q&A or just write it to yourself. And in the end, we will answer everything. And usually people ask if we're recording the webinar. So the answer is yes, the webinar is recorded, and we will send an email after the webinar, so you can all see it on demand whenever you want. So let's start. Before we start, I'll say that this webinar is the first of a series of three webinars. The next webinar will be more about the case studies and examples of using generative AI in marketing. And the third webinar is going to be us presenting how we used generative AI and the ID tools for our own marketing. So it's going to be really interesting, and you can register to the webinars just after this webinar ends. So let's start. Tomer, I'm giving you the stage.
Yeah, thank you, Kinneret, and hi, everybody. I think the next slide, if you can just click it, says something about,
right.
Someone, I think you know in person as a kid, right?
Yeah, yes, my dearest friend. So yes, you're right, I forgot about him. I wanted to start the webinar with telling you about a man named Isaac Asimov. He wrote lots of stories about robots. He actually invented the 3 rules of robots. And in 1942, he wrote this sentence. He said that the reason he started to write about robots is because everyone around him wrote about how robots are the bad guys, they're the villains. And technology looked so scary for everyone at that time. And what he wanted is to vision robots and technology as a good thing, and to look at them or at it as friends, as companions, as helpers, some technology that can help and not enemies. And I think it's becoming more relevant today than ever when we realize the power of technology and AI.
Okay, so let's dive in. So to be honest, AI is not something new. I'm working with the tech industry for the last 24 years, something like that, and I'm hearing about AI for decades. And to be honest, it's something that has been developed, I think, in the 50s of the previous century. So it's not new as a discipline. But what happened during the last year or so is like explosion of AI with the shift from AI to GenAI, or the addition of GenAI into the AI stack. And what we have seen, and it's something that's very, very interesting, it's like the shift from data scientists into the content creators community. It's from analysis into creation. And with this explosion, the access for this technology, for the AI technology, has been extended and expanded enormously. So if we are going to look on the numbers, and I took this graph from Bloomberg in June 2023, you can see here the growth of Gen AI industry across the board with an outlook to 2032. So you see there is like huge growth in the Gen AI industry. And you also see on this graph that then Gen AI will take around 12% out of the total IT budget, which is very significant when you're thinking about that this is really, really young industry, fresh industry that is with us only for a year and a half or something like that. So this is something that is extremely unique in the tech industry. So if you're looking back in the history for big transformation with technology like cloud computing or blockchain or mobile revolution, the GenAI revolution is a completely different scale. Now, if we are going to dive into the numbers and to see which type of disciplines or roles or positions have already adopted GenAI, you can see here this interesting data points. Obviously, us as marketeers, and I assume that the majority of the people that are with us today are coming from the marketing or content on advertising industry. So marketing is leading the adoption rate across the board with 37% adoption. You can see here, by the way, additional sectors like consulting and teaching, and also healthcare, which is lagging behind, but it's a very regulated market. But we see and we know and we work with healthcare organization, and we see that they are growing very fast. Now, this slide was in 2023, and currently in 2024, we are talking about much higher adoption rate from marketing managers. We are talking now about 60%, up to 60% adoption. This data came from Capgemini report from January 2024. So thinking about your own organization, your department, and your own operation as marketing manager, I believe that this number is represents the majority of the market. I have only one question. Who are the rest of the 40%? Why don't you use GenAI tools? But this is for a different webinar, I assume. So why do we see this high adoption of GenAI? So there are many, many reasons for that. But the three main reasons for us as marketing managers are three. The time to market, we can shorten the time to market enormously. Think about the time that it will take you to reach out to your customer, your prospect, your visitors, your users. Cutting costs, of course, production costs. It's something that is really, really heavy. So with GenAI, we can cut enormously the cost of production. Just one example. And of course, increase the scale. We can produce more content to engage with more clients, more prospects under the same resources. So I think these are very good reasons that reflect the reason that the market is growing very, very fast. And if we are outlooking about the industry, we have seen a development of, I call it AI economy. It's an enormous ecosystem of companies, of startups and technology giants that have developed a huge portfolio of tech around AI. We are talking about over thousands of GenAI tools, and I believe by the end of this webinar, at least 4, 5, 6, 7 new tools will born to the world. So nobody, I didn't count each of those tools, but trust me, DID is over there as a company. And these slides represent, I think, 2,500 of different tools across different categories. So it's really, really crazy. And I believe in 2024, we will see a lot of shifts towards more consolidation between all of the tools, because to be honest, nobody can manage 2,500 of tools as part of the marketing stack. I think already today we have very, very complex marketing stack with the double digit of tools. So just imagine. Okay, huge startup economy. Now, the impact of GenAI of us as a marketing manager, touching on every aspect of our professional life, we can think about few use cases. We can talk about, obviously, content generation or content creation, talking about textual content. We are talking about video and image production and video. This is our business, DID. We are talking about marketing segmentation, how to tackle or to target the right customer prospect with a better analysis of the data. We can do personalization. And this is not like science fiction. We can create a personalized videos, for instance, in scale. And by the way, this is something we're going to share with you on our next webinar in May. Customer experience, to bring new customer experience or new form of customer experience to the world. and growth, the bottom line, how we can increase our sales, to do smarter upsells and cross sells across the board. And these are only like 6 examples of the way we can generate more with GenAI tools. I, look at GenAI as a co-pilot. Co-pilot, it's also like a name of of Microsoft product, but in that case, co-pilot is like the actual way I use GenAI, and my team, the marketing team at DID, use GenAI. Think about consultants, think about advisors, think about virtual workers that work with you, consult with you, make a dialogue or create a dialogue with you, and help you in every touch point on your day-to-day work. So those tools are not really replacing us as marketing, at least for now. But they are surely augmented our capabilities as a marketing manager, and this is how I see that. So if we are going to jump into 3 use cases, only 3 use cases about the use of GenAI in marketing, we can start with very common practices like content creation, as I mentioned, and SEO, search engine optimization. These tools are doing great with SEO, can save a lot of time, and they can be a huge help for us. Lead generation to create more leads using our tools, product reviews, integration with other platforms on the marketing stack, and such. So it's touch on every aspect of our day to day as marketing. But it's not only like pure marketing. We can talk about also other aspects of use cases like sales, for instance. Think about Generative. You can just click. Think about the growth we can generate using real-time interactions with prospects and visitors and user. And currently, this is something that we can do, part of it by DID platform. And again, we are going to talk about that in a wider perspective on the next webinar, and create a new form of engagement with our customers, and do that in a scalable way, and increase our reach and market coverage. And also, when we are talking about customer experience or customer support, currently we have many advantages using GenAI tools out of the marketing scope. We are talking about 24/7 availability. We're talking about real personalization, answering specific customer with specific data connected to the backend system. And of course, we can improve the NPS score, the net performance score, and having our customers are true advocates of our brand. So if you're looking about all the go-to-market aspects, the marketing, the sales, and customer experience and customer support, you will find GenAI everywhere. And this is how we do use our own tools across the DID as a company. Okay. I mentioned that we have over thousands of tools, and obviously we cannot go through thousands of tools. But what I did is try to consolidate those thousands of tools into 6 categories. And I would like to go briefly about some of those categories and spend some time around that, just to give you a sense what we're talking about. So the first category, which is one of the most common categories, are tools that can generate text, okay, like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like Claude, and other platform or tools. As you probably know, you can interact with these tools through prompts, textual prompts, direct them what you need, do some polishing and refining, and you get the output as a text. This is very common. I think this is the starting point for many marketeers, and it brings a lot of value. I'll share with you a few of the use cases for text generation tools. So this is the most common one. The next category is image generation. Those tools like DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, Leonardo Playground, and many others can produce or generate synthetic media, synthetic images with very high quality, surprisingly or not. With these tools, in most of the cases, the interaction is already done through a textual prompt, and the output is an image. The next category is the video generation. This is where DID in this part of the presentation is living. We are talking about tools like DID, Pika, Runway, Sora of OpenAI, and other company. There are two main methods around this category. One of them is text to video. So writing a textual prompt like with Picalab or Runway AI, and the output is a video. And you have another method which is image to video, and this is what DAD does: upload the still image, generate it, or transform it into a video. Think about all the use cases when you can use videos on your day-to-day work as marketeers, and we know that videos are one of the most compelling and high quality format, but also with a lot of hassle, with a lot of cost. So there is a gap between what we can do and what we want to do. And the video generation category is very, very appealing. Voice generation is another category. Tools like 11 Labs and Descript and other tools can help you to generate synthetic voices. It's very, very common to use those voices on your using an integration between synthetic voice with videos or with images and make a combination out of all of them. So think about all the voices you can bring to the world using those tools. And the complementary category for that is the music generation category. Okay, these tools are tools that can generate unique and genuine soundtracks and music. I really love Suno AI. I really think this is like a great tool. You can generate new form of music by genre, by category, by artist, and within few minutes you are going to have a plain new soundtrack. Amazing, amazing tools. And the last category, I believe, that bring a lot of value for marketeers is the design generation. With these tools, you could create, for instance, 3D models or your logo, or even create end-to-end website without knowing even one single code, like no code platform. And you have here a few of the names. So these are only six categories, and you have many more of those tools. But I think those categories are bringing the most to the day-to-day work of the marketeers. Now, let's jump into a few of the examples of those tools. Let's start with the ChatGPT. I think this tool brought the huge explosion of the industry. It's like the poster boy of the industry, ChatGPT. I really love it. Use that on a daily basis, myself and my team. What can you do with ChatGPT? To be honest, you can do a lot. On the next slide, we can, just click. Let's talk about the things that we can do with the ChatGPT. So we can create a long form of articles, for instance. We can create stories. We can create scripts for videos. We can do some text synthesis, edit, of course, translation, writing text for social media. Not all of the people really love it. And one of the most common use cases for me, at least, is to do research and ideation. So this is very common for me, for us as a team, to play this kind of dialogue with ChatGPT or any other the tool from this category, and to do some brainstorming and come up with a new fresh idea. And to be honest, its creativity is surprising me once you know how to work with that. And we are not going to run a ChatGPT workshop today. Midjourney, for me, again, from a personal perspective, it's the leading tool for image generation currently, and it's V6, an alpha version. Really amazing. The quality of the images is always surprising. And let's see a few examples of images that were created by Midjourney. Think about all the use cases. Cats, everybody loves cats, I think, on social media for decades. So this cat is really, really beautiful, but it looked very synthetic, I would say. It's still very high quality image. But on the next slide, you can see like a different type of cat. Looks more realistic, I believe. But of course, it's not a real cat. It's only a synthetic cat, only synthetic milk, not on this photo. Let's move on. People play around with Midjourney all the time. This is like a giraffe, like Spider-Man. I think those tools make the most of people unleashing their creativity. It's always fun to see how people react with these images. Really, really funny. Let's move on, please. Yeah, you know this person, right? So this is a work of one of the content creators. She took Mona Lisa out of the frame and make it like a real person, and created a series of images like that. Very impressive. I really love the way that people use their imagination to bring those iconic figures into life, and there are many, many cases like that. Think about the prompts she created in order to generate this image. I really love it.
And the results are amazing. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you can't see if it's real or it's crazy.
yeah, it's getting crazy and crazy. For instance, this image is really unique. I really love it, but you can see it's like a synthetic media, right? You can see that. But on the next slide, yeah, now it's harder to see if it's like a real photo or not. You can see the like this kind of play between the shades and the texture of the
The
water and
bubbles.
the bubbles, right? So think about what will happen a year from now, 2 years from now. It will really hard for us to understand if it's like a genuine photo or a fake photo or synthetic photo. You can name it whatever you want, but it's very, very surprising. And I hope you are not hungry now, because on the next slide you're going to get a very nice dish from us. So again, this is like a synthetic media of a dish, but see the look on the prompt that this person created on the left side of the screen. How accurate is it? And I see many of the more professional prompts that's created in the industry, and some of them are created by professional photographer, for instance. You can control the type of the lenses, the type of the camera, the angles of the lights, the texture, the background. So you can reach to a very high quality resolution of those kind of images. And think about your own campaigns, okay? Think about you're going to produce like a catalog or any kind of images for a product review or product campaign, whatever. What can you do with this high quality of photo? How much you are going to spare? How much money you are going to save? And how much time you are going to save? So when we are talking about disruption of the industry, we're talking about this type of use cases. Let's move on, please. So you have additional tools like not going to spend more time of that, like DALI, and you have Stable Diffusion, which I really love. It's a fantastic tool. By the way, DID is integrated with Stable Diffusion. So on our platform, you can generate synthetic media that is based on a Stable Diffusion API. Playground, of course, great tool as well. Adobe Firefly. Firefly is the Adobe suite for GenAI. Yeah, you can do painting in and painting out and a lot of other magic. Durable represent the category of design tools. So with these tools, for instance, you can create your own website in seconds, including the copy, including text, and including also images. So think about, again, which type of output you can produce by your own without understanding or knowing code. Really, really amazing. Think about how you can lower the bar for businesses across the globe by using GenAI tools. Tom is a tool that can generate presentation, and I think the other tool, Gamma, the next slide can do that. Sorry, let's go back. Tom and Gamma are the type of tools I'm trying to use. They're generating great presentations, including the speaker notes and the outlines and the images and the text. So you write a textual prompt, getting a nice deck. I wouldn't say it's like 100% ready for your board meeting, but I believe that like 60%, 70%, 80% of the journey they can spare you, and this is fantastic in terms of your productivity.
Soon, few months, and we'll have that too.
Yeah, actually, all the big platform like Microsoft PowerPoint with the Copilot and Google Slides have their own tools. Yes, it's raising a lot of questions about those kind of tools, but yeah, Soundful is related to the category of music generation. So within a few minutes, you can generate your own music, and I think the next slide is Suno. We're not going to do like actual demo on Suno AI, but trust me, it's amazing. Within 3, 4, 5 seconds, you can generate a full song with the lyrics and the sounds. Really funny and fun to play with. So I highly recommend all of you to use these type of tools. Runway is related to the category of text to video. Can you play the video, please, for a few seconds? Okay, so let's move on to another tool very similar to that, Pika Labs. If Runway is mainly focusing on, I would say, like realistic images or realistic videos. Sorry, so Pika Lab, you can click, please. It specializes more on animated form of video. Okay, let's go. So those tools, Runway, Pika Lab, and many other tools can generate short videos at this stage using textual prompts. And think about the way it changed the production industry.
Sorry.
Thank you. And the next slide, Sora, you can move forward with the storyboard. No, go back, please, on Sora. Yeah, just play it. So yeah, okay. So Sora is part of OpenAI portfolio. Was launched in a limited edition a few weeks ago. Is not yet open to the wide public, but it brought a new form, a new level of accuracy and hyper-realistic experience using text to video, and it's going to change the industry. Sora as a tool and any other similar tools, so it stretch all. It is amazing, and think about the way we can produce our own new videos. And yes, it's not ready yet, and a lot of people that experiment those tools have their own feedback and input, and maybe some critics, but that's fine. We are only in a very, very early stage of the industry. I'm always, trying to think what will be in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months with those tools. It's going to be amazing. I'm very excited around that. So Sora is a fantastic tool. I'm very, very eager to see the results out of that. Now we are reaching, to DID. So DID as a company, and we are going to spend more time on DID as a company on the next webinar, is part of the video generation category. But what we do is not the text to video, is image to video. So in this case, I generated my own image. This is me.
And within a few seconds, the picture turns into a talking.
No, that's okay. You can play that.
Avatar with full lip syncing between the script you uploaded or the voice recording and the avatar's lip movements.
So I generated the image of myself. This is not I'm waking up in the morning, but generated a picture of myself as a bot. Upload the image into DID Creative Reality Studio. This is our virtual studio. Created the text. Choose a voice. This was not my voice. I can create my own voice and upload the image to the studio, and it was transformed into a talking avatar. So this is like one of the core components of DID platform. But let's talk more about DID.
So I want to show what is DID first. So let's go.
In a world increasingly connected by technology, DID is shaping a future where digital interactions are as human as we are.
We are DID, pioneers in creative reality. Our API, Creative Reality Studio, and real-time interactive agents empower companies, developers, and content creators to build with generative AI. Capable of generating videos in 120 languages, creating high-quality videos from still images, and rendering at 100 FPS, the world's first to enable live streaming. With over 150 million videos created, a new studio sign-up every 3 seconds, and 250,000 API keys generated by developers, we're making digital interactions more engaging and human for millions of users around the world. From customer experience to education, from marketing departments and production agencies to healthcare providers, DID is opening up a world of possibilities. Let's shape the future of digital interaction together.
In a world in
So it's nice to meet everyone. We are DID. We incorporated in January 2017. We are 80 employees. Here we raised more than $47 million. We located all over the world, and some amazing numbers here, like actually every 3 seconds we have a new sign up. So over 100 million digital avatars, digital people was created, and like such a exciting times to be in the AI, generative AI industry. We have 84% of Fortune 1000 companies using DID. And we have such a creative campaigns that the DID involved in this time, like the campaign, maybe you know it, we did with My Heritage, that just brought people to life, people that we might never met. And you could just upload the photo and bring it back to life. Amazing campaign, and we will talk about many other campaigns and creative ideas in the next webinar, so we will be happy to show you everything. It's very exciting.
Okay. Yes, let's move on. Let's talk about generative AI in action. Again, not talking specifically about DID, but as a category with the industry, the marketing industry. So let's move on. Let's think about the marketing funnel. Okay, this is like the very traditional way the funnel looks like, and think about all the discipline or the activities we are doing as a marketing manager from the top of the funnel into the bottom of the funnel. Think about content creation and keyword research and paid media and product reviews and assets and email marketing. In each of those layers of the marketing funnels, you can find the related GenAI tools. And the way I manage my own team, and we are going to talk about that, is in this specific way. So when we can use GenAI tools, we do that. Okay, so I encourage my team members to make the most of the GenAI tools, and on each of the touch points across the funnel, we are using AI tools that save us a lot of hassle, a lot of money, and make us more agile as the marketing department within the DID company.
And it doesn't really replace anyone, right, Tomer? It's not.
No, I'm keep hiring people. So, but we can produce more. We can produce more to to increase enormously for instance, the volume of content we are creating using GenAI tools, and this is something that we couldn't have done in the old days, like 2 years ago, right? In the ancient history 2 years ago. So I'm going to share with you a few examples, not from DID specifically, but from the market, when you can do GenAI tools for your day-to-day work. Other companies, obviously. So let's start to dive. I really love this campaign. It was, I think, like more than a year ago, something like that. I think McDonald's generated this kind of out-of-the-door campaign. Ask GPT a question, put it on the bus stations, whatever. This is not really use of GenAI tools. It's more like a gimmick. But I really love the question they asked ChatGPT. I really love the answer, and I really love the shape of the hamburger with the colors here. Is really nice. Now the other thing that happened, just click it, is the reaction of Burger King to this specific campaign. They asked a different question, got a different answer. So ChatGPT can produce whatever you want. It's really dependent on the question. But I really love this gimmick. It's really nice. Now, not every company really love GenAI. Just an example, this is like a campaign that Nikon ran a few months ago, that they used the same wording of prompts from Midjourney, but they invited people to experience the real world. Okay, just don't get addicted to GenAI tools. You can click more, Kinneret. There are a few types of images over here, but the same concept. Okay, so they are calling out people and users to experience the real world and not generate synthetic media. Yeah, it's like a reaction of the company that someone moved the needle for her, but this is the reality. I really love this platform that Coca-Cola offered, the Create Real Magic. They invited their fans, their followers, to generate a new form of commercials using iconic videos or images or commercials from Coca-Cola. You can move on. Just play the video for a few seconds. So it's really nice way to engage with your customers, your followers, your fans. Invite them to generate some new form of ads or commercial using iconic brands. I think BMW did the same. They invited their community to create and design unique designs for their models. Again, it's like this kind of dialogue, a new form of dialogue between the brand and the followers or the customers. Really nice. But this is like the surrounding of the product. If you are clicking in and thinking about the core of the product, I think this sandbox, AI sandbox that came from Meta, is another form of using GenAI tools or AI tools within the product. In this case, to experiment or to test different form of ads and copy, just to follow Meta. You can click more Meta best practices, and for us to save a lot of time and hassle around generating ads. So this is like an example. I think Netflix, in terms of using AI on their core product, is one of the amazing examples. I think everybody that uses Netflix understand and appreciate the recommendation engine. But in this case, I'm not going to talk about the recommendation engines. I'm going to direct you to all the thumbnail on the background of this image. So those thumbnail are coming from the users' real consumption of the videos or the series of the movies of Netflix. So it's like a personalization using AI to give a very engaging experience for the users. It's really, really nice. I think we can go back to DID. And
Yes.
Kinneret, can you share what is it? What can you see now?
So it's a great example of using DID tools to make more engaging content with your audience. So for this Hugh Jackman movie, they made a trailer that the audience can put themselves inside the trailer. I'll show you.
You're going on a journey through memory. Your destination, place and time you've been before.
You can actually see yourself inside the trailer. So actually now you can really see, you can engage with your audience in ways that you couldn't engage before, in a personalized way that is like, we couldn't even imagine doing that in such a, I'll say, low cost in, comparing to what used to be. And even the cost of the production itself is not as high as it used to be. So you can really dream big today and do such amazing campaigns involving your audience and your customers. And you can see how much earned media this campaign made. And it's like millions of dollars just earn media. So
Yeah.
I think you can really dream big now.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that this is the real reason we created the DID platform, to play with to act with Hugh Jackman, invite people to do that. Yeah.
This was the
Yeah.
purpose, the initial purpose.
Okay, let's move on back to DID.
Yeah.
So avatars are really great. We talked about the avatars. We show a few examples. We will share more examples on the next webinars. But we can do more with the GenAI tools and GenAI technology. So we found out a very interesting phenomenon in researchers that found out that people react and engage with AI avatars, in the same way they do with real person. So there are a lot of researchers, I think we put here two, this one and the next one, that found out that the same area on our own brain are active, become active if we are engaging with the same areas like we are engaging with real people. So although we know it's not like genuine, people, human beings, we still interact with them in the same way we do with real people. It's really, really amazing, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for us as a company. So we know that people prefer to engage with human beings. This is how our mind and brain was wired through the millions of years of evolution. But there is one issue with the humans. Humans, to be honest, are the ultimate luxury, right? If I would be able to have like 1 million of account executives, of 1 million people that can support our customer, I would do that. But there is a skill shortage, and I don't have the money to pay for 1 million of SDRs, for instance. So how we can bridge the gap between the preferences of our target markets and the actual the reality, I would say there is a huge gap. So with that, we created something new, a new form of avatars. We launched it a few weeks ago, around 2 months to be honest.
Time flies.
Time flies when you have fun, and we call it agents. Let's see what agents are.
Business owners, ever wish you could be everywhere? Talk to all your customers all at once? Introducing Agent, the generative AI digital person from DID Creative Reality Studio. Service providers, influencers, sales representatives, everyone multiplied. Endless interactions, infinite engagement, increased conversions, scalable support. Meet your customers, followers, buyers, stakeholders, where they are, in their language. Person to persona. Face to face. That's natural user interface. Communicate, convert, assist, and share. Real easy to get started. Choose a face or make your own. Train them on your data, add them to your website, and watch it go. I know Kung Fu now. Fight! Everywhere, all the time, all at once. Agents by DID.
So agents are available within the DID platform. It's a new, as I mentioned, it's a new way or new form of avatar because it allows you to define the personality of the avatar. You can train it on a specific knowledge base or data set, and you can interact with the agents in real time using your own voice, and the agent will reply to you in their own voice. We are going to spend more time on DID agent. It's an amazing technology that opens up a lot of possibility for us marketeers, and we are going to talk about that on the next webinar we are going to host you. Let's move on, please.
Yes.
Final notes from our end. Let's go back into the numbers. We have started with some numbers. We talked about the adoption rate of the GenAI by marketeers. We talked about 60% adoption rate. But when you are looking into the adoption, and you will find that 90% of the adoption is for content creation. And it's not surprisingly, because content creation is a very expensive yet very compelling tactic for us marketeers. And with GenAI tools, we can create enormous amount of high quality of content with the same resources. So 90% of content creation of the use of GenAI at marketing is through content creation, and but it's not lying over there. You can click around. Click more, please. 50% of improvement in the content quality. So it's not only about the volume, but it's also about the quality. And surprisingly, and those numbers are based on surveys that run for marketing manager, by marketing manager, improvement in the creativity. That was surprised me, but I can relate to that. And also reduction of the hustle and the time spent on the repetitive task where human beings do not have any kind of advantage. And if we are talking about cost effective, we can save between 2 to 5 weekly hours on a creative project using GenAI tools. So I think if you are not adopting, you have not adopted GenAI yet, I believe and encourage you to do that just after the webinar. There are too many benefits to spare it from your stack.
I really think it's related. Like we have more time and we have the tools that helps us to like be creative. So we're now more creative.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree with you. So we have started the journey of this text from the shift from analysis to creation. And our expectation, our prediction is now in 2024, we are going to shift from creation into application. So we are going to, just one more click, Kinneret. We are going to see, and we have started to see that more and more organizations, enterprises, and businesses adopting GenAI, not as a gimmick, not like the sole designer that generate images with Midjourney, but end-to-end solution, automated and orchestrated within the marketing department. And again, we are going to spend more time around that on the third webinar when we are going to show you how the DID marketing department are actually doing marketing using GenAI tools, not only DID tools, but other tools out of the GenAI stack. I think we have started with this person. Let's end with this person, Kinneret.
So another sentence from Isaac Asimov, who said that the saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. And I think he said that many years ago, but it's still very, very true that the technology is faster than what we can
yeah, I think again, you know, I think it brings up a lot of philosophical questions. Yes. About values, about moral, about you know, the position of human being within the new rising industry. Yes. We didn't speak today about ethics, but we are definitely going to talk about that on the next webinars, and we are going to show you how we use our own technology in order to bring good to the world. This is something that is super important for us. As a company, it's part of DID DNA, I would say, but we're going to cover that on the next webinar. And I think this is a great time to open up discussion or getting some questions from the audience.
Yes. Let's see if there are any questions. You can put them here now. So if there are some questions about how you can work with DID, so actually you can sign up to DID anytime you want. It takes 2 seconds, and you can start play and create videos and play with the agents. Creating an agent and embedding the agent is available to everyone. And if it's something you want to talk to us about it or book a demo, so you can just fill out the form in the website and we'll get back to you. Of course, if you have, I have to say, I see here some support questions, so you can just reach out to support and they can answer any, you know, private questions you have about the function.
I see that we are getting few questions from production agencies and marketing agencies.
Yes.
We are working with agencies as well as in a form of partnerships. So you can reach us directly. You can contact us. We'll send you an email just after the webinar, so you can engage with us, and we're happy to take it offline and to see which type of partnership we can establish with you. So we're extremely happy with that.
Someone asked if the presentation will be available. So yes, we have recorded this webinar and it will be able to.
I see that there is another interesting question about the integration between DID platform to CRM or marketing automation tools. So yes, we are an AI API first company. So first of all, DID open up its platform to the developer community. As Kinneret mentioned in the beginning of the session, we now have more than 270,000 of developers that have generated API key. So definitely we can integrate our platform to your line of business, the marketing line of business, the marketing stack. And again, you are welcome to reach out to us directly, and we are going to take it offline with our support team and operation team, and to help you to fulfill this kind of automation or integration.
You see.
Okay, there are some questions about I think the pricing model of agents. So we we have a very I think detailed pricing page on the did.com website. We charge per session. One session is 5 questions.
Yes.
With the agents, we are not going to dive into the pricing models at this stage. But again, we'll be happy to answer any kind of specific question about the pricing. It's very clear. It's on our pricing page, and we are able to tailor-made our pricing into a specific needs of a specific organization.
Yes, again, about the pricing, you can reach out and we will explain the pricing if there are any more questions about it.
Thank you. By the way, all the all the compliments around the agent. By the way, if you want to see agent in action, you can visit did.com website. Under the product section, you can find the agents. Once you click and visit the agent page, you will find Dan. Dan is an agent we created, and Dan can speak with you and talk with you in real time about DID as a company. And this is like a great example of the use of agent in real life. And again, we are going to talk about that on the next webinar. Sorry. Okay, there are some very specific questions I see around support. So again, we have a very professional support team that will be happy to help you. Just contact us or reply to us. We'll take it offline and we'll help each of the questions you are having.
We have also had a webinar about agents. You can find it in our website under resources, webinars. It was recorded and there was many questions. It was a like ask me anything session.
Maybe by the way, we had ask me anything session, great session a few weeks ago around agents. So I believe that we can share, because I see many questions about the agent. Maybe we can share the recording of the previous webinar with our visitors today, the attendees today, to share some of the information. But one last question I see around agents. Yes, when we are talking about real-time interaction, it's not a video. It's the agent speaks with you in real time. Okay, you ask a question, you are getting an answer based on the knowledge base it was trained by the customer. Okay. Kinneret, can we maybe share the next webinar that we're going to have?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as you can see, we created a plan for the next webinar in the upcoming month. The next 2 webinars are around the marketing. Then we are going to have very specific webinars for enterprises, for big organizations. And we're also going to talk about the use of AI and GenAI and DID specifically in the world of customer experience. So all of these webinars are published on the did.com website under the resource section, and we would be super, super happy to host you on the next webinar. And again, for those that attended today around GenAI for marketing, I encourage you to register already to the next webinars to finalize the journey we have started today. On the next webinar, we are going to talk about the use of DID for marketeers, and again, to show you real-life examples of content creations and a new form of engagement with your followers and customers using GenAI and DID platform. Kinneret, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tomer. Thank you, everyone, being here with us. We will send a follow-up email with everything we just talked about. And it was very nice to see you. I hope to see you in the next webinar.